welcome to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to have Silver47, which is a private pre-IPO company here, and the CEO, Gary Thompson. Welcome, Gary.
Thanks, Chen. Thanks for having me.
All right, great. Tell us your story. You've been quite around. You just got a big project with a lot of resource lately.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. I mean, one good thing about a challenging market is you can pick up assets for relatively cheap. So we acquired a project in Alaska. It's called Red Mtn, and mostly stock and a bit of cash. So we have it 100%. That's a large land position, 620 square kilometers, 60-kilometer trend of mineralization targets, 20 plus targets that have been identified. And the work that was done, it's probably been about 25 million that was spent on the project before we got involved.
Oh.
And so a lot of drilling, something like 30,000 meters of previous drilling that went into the resource estimate. So we had recently completed a resource estimate with Apex that came out with about 170 million silver equivalent ounces. And it's a polymetallic VMS and SEDEX, so it's zinc rich, base metal rich. It's zinc, copper, lead, but also the reason we got interested in it was for the silver and gold potential there.
Okay, so what's your drilling plan for this year?
Well, that's the goal would be to drill at least 5,000 meters. The bigger objective for us is to really grow this resource. So we're pretty confident we can grow the resource. There's some deeper drilling that intercepted the mineralization at depth, but just not enough drill density to put that into a resource. So the goal would be to add further drilling that would grow the resource. So we're pretty confident we can do that. In an ideal world, we've got one drill that's proven up the resource more, growing that resource, and one drill out testing a number of targets that we've got some quite exciting 800 gram sample silver at surface, never been drill tested. We've got some 16% copper grab samples at surface, never been drill tested. So we're going to be putting together a short list of those kinds of targets to go and make some new discoveries. I think that's really the name of the game here for us is to, a lot of people aren't aware of this project. It's in a private company. It was previously held by an Australian company that seems like a lot of people aren't aware of it. So we're going to get out and tell the story, and I think we're going to have a busy season drilling holes and just kind of keep building this project up and build up the silver ounces.
Oh, great. Yeah, 16% copper, that was quite some grade. So, you could have copper discovery.
Well, there is copper in the system, there's no question about it, and these VMS deposits tend to be zoned. You've got, the zinc-rich part of the system, but there's also a copper-rich part of the system. If you look at, like an example was a zinc deposit VMS in Alaska called the Palmer, and it's been known to be a zinc deposit for a long time, but just recently the company drilled some pretty impressive, 30, 40 meters or 8% copper.
I happen to be shareholder.
Right in a zinc deposit.
Yeah, I know, in the zinc deposit. I happen to be shareholder. I remember on that day the stock almost doubled or something. I'm happy.
Got some good traction.
Yeah. I'm going to meet with the management, a different company, but I know what you're talking about.
So I think there's lots of that to come out of this story. Is some of the silver, and we also have a gold hit. 3 holes hit some pretty impressive gold numbers, and one was 10 grams of gold, 400 grams silver in a VMS. So we, are seeing this precious metal enrichment. The copper would be great too, to add some copper there. And I like these polymetallics because if you've got, some people say, well, the base metals will pay for the operation, and then the precious metals are the real gravy for the profits.
Yeah. So
I think they're good from that perspective. There's been a fair amount of metallurgical work done. We're seeing quite high rates on recovery, 70 to 90% recovery rate. So there's some more work to be done on that
That's
side.
70, 90 for different metal?
Yeah, each metal is a little bit different depending on the processing, and
okay.
So that'll be refined as we advance more towards sort of the more economic studies as we grow this thing. But I think longer term, we can see we've got to get some more ounces on the books, get this thing a little bit bigger. And we do see a development path for this thing. Ideally in the next 3 to 5 years, we can see starting to put some economics around this thing.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So you are a private pre-IPO. So what's your time frame to go public?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to, slow walk it until we can see a bit more froth in the market. Right now, I don't think today is the time to go public right now. But I think we're seeing, just recently we saw a pretty good spike in the gold price, silver as well. So if that continues, we start to see some price action in the metals. I think we'll start to see some capital flows back into our sector, and maybe that would be a time to start moving it forward.
Yeah, that's just like my talk. People say, when gold they're going to take off? And they say, oh, Chen, you never told me exactly what day it will take off. And nobody really, but I gave you a time range. Really, I think it's 6 to 12 to 18 months. That time frame should take off and follow. Silver could have a much bigger run. So if this, and then with all the momentum, this could be a story of the town.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good start. I mean, we're coming out with a pretty solid resource out of the gate. And I think, advancing along, growing that, showing that we can grow that, I think demonstrating growth, and that'll be the goal, is to grow this thing as rapidly as we can.
Wow, yeah, excellent. Can you tell us about your management team and who's your largest shareholder? Besides you.
Yeah, besides me, I'm a large shareholder for sure. Crescat Capital is one of our largest shareholders. They've been very supportive in the last two financings that we've done. Alex Wallace is our VPX. So he's been doing a lot of the technical review and putting together the drill program and the targets and such. Kevin Chen's our CFO, well-experienced, sharp CFO. And then we've got a couple independent directors, David Netherway and Mr. Goodman is on the board. So pretty small, efficient team. We have a low burn, and we'll keep it that way as much as we can, and get the money in the ground. That's
great. Yeah, I remember Quentin actually introduced us together. Originally, he said this can be something really, really good. So I'm glad Crescat is one of your major backers. Yeah,
they recently just did a little piece on one of their Friday reviews, and good timing.
Yeah.
So we're starting to get out and tell the story a little bit more.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Especially you have those spectacular. I mean, I saw those results, really nice. Very long intercept, high grade. So that would be some of the drilling that was done previously, because we haven't drilled there yet, but there was a 5-meter interval of 1,200 gram silver. We've got some impressive copper hits. So I think it's really interesting to see those high grade silver, gold, copper, zinc as well. There's some impressive hits where we're getting 40% lead zinc combined. Wow, that's almost solid.
I know, there's not much rock left, it's mostly metal.
Oh, excellent. So for investor, if you want to learn more about Silver47, what do they should do? Yeah, we're still working on the website. We don't have a website, but they could email me at gthompson@silver47.ca. That's gthompson@silver47.ca. And maybe follow you in Crescat podcast. Perhaps, follow Crescat for sure. They like to keep people informed on their investments for sure. Okay, great. Good luck. Hopefully to welcome you back in the future and you will become publicly listed next time. Yes, let's hope so. Thank you. All right, great. Appreciate it.